the spirit.
Brigadier General Ernest Nwagaba, Commander Udpf URDC, based in Jinja. Throughout this field training exercise, I have had the honor of serving as the exercise controller, the chief exercise controller. Over the past 2 weeks, Bulambuli district has been the stage upon which Uganda, through the Udpf URDC, has demonstrated its unwavering commitment to safeguarding lives, property, and environment in times of crisis. As His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of Security Forces quotes, and I quote, UPDF's work in health, education, and disaster response is part of our constitutional duty to cooperate with civilian authority in emergencies, end of quote. This guiding principle underscores the critical role of Uganda People's Defense Forces and other security organs operating within established legal, policy, and ethical frameworks in disaster response and management. Field training exercise Okoa Maisha 2026 focused on disaster response and management, building on the successes of the tabletop exercise and command post exercises conducted at the headquarters URDC in March and September 2025, respectively. The theme was strengthening multi-sector resilience and local action on sustainable disaster response and management through integrated leadership and command. The establishment of the Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability within the UPDF represents a strategic enhancement of Uganda's disaster management framework. It is a centralized command which facilitates real-time decision-making and swift deployment of resources, addressing one of the most significant challenges in Uganda's disaster management spectrum. The UPDF, through URDC, stands ready to support civilian authorities in protecting our people and our nation.
My names are Major General Joseph Musoke Semwanga. Here in Bulambuli, I've been the exercise director, but substantively, I am the Deputy Commander, Land Forces. Our chief guest, it is a great honor to have you here today, and I really want to appreciate you having found time to come and officiate at this function. Mount Elgon region, and in particular Bulambuli district, was deliberately chosen by the planners and all of us for the obvious reason of it being an epicenter, probably, of these disasters in our country. And above all, success, it has shown, depends on an integrated leadership and command, where efforts must be coordinated. Decisions must always be timely, and most importantly, the resources must be effectively utilized. As we conclude this exercise, we must remain focused on our national ultimate objective. Before I hand over the microphone, Right Honorable Prime Minister, allow me to read verbatim a message from our Chief of Defense Forces, who is very much well represented here. And he says to the participants, you did not train to fight an enemy. You trained to fight time, chaos, and despair. Flooded villages, collapsed buildings, disease zones, wildfires. That is your battlefield, and it is unforgiving. For weeks or days, you have slugged through, wet, cold, sometimes you get exhausted. You've carried the stretchers, you've rigged the ropes, you've run the drills, sometimes you fail and go over them again. You have learned to work when communications are down, when roads are gone, when people are panicking. That is the standard now. From today, you are Uganda's first line in disaster. When landslides hit the slopes of Elgon, when the rivers burst their banks in Kasense, when communities in Bundibujo are cut off, you will be the first in. That mother trapped in rubble won't care about your rank. The child clinging to a tree in a flood won't care about your title. They will care that you trained, equipped, and you actually showed up. So hold the line on your skills, keep your kit ready, stay fit, stay sharp, and remember, in a disaster, your calm is contagious. Your competence saves lives. You have earned this. Congratulations for God and my country.
Yes.
Right Honorable Prime Minister and participants, I bring you warm greetings from my senior minister, Honorable Jacob Matson Obov. It gives me great honor and privilege to stand before you today at the successful conclusion of this important field training exercise named Okoa Maisha. This exercise has demonstrated the commitment, the readiness, the discipline, and professionalism of our security forces in safeguarding lives, protecting communities, and responding effectively to the emergencies and evolving security challenges. Right Honorable Prime Minister, on behalf of the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, I extend a special appreciation to the leadership and the people of Bulambuli District for hosting us and for the support extended to all the participants during this exercise. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we want to extend, as a Minister of Defense, our sincere appreciation to government. And today, this has been shown by your presence here. Participants, the presence of Prime Minister of Uganda to be here in closing this function shows the commitment of government in the issues of handling emergencies. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we can't take your being here for granted. As Minister of Defense and other security forces, we are grateful. I am aware the lessons learned here will be put into practice. It will not only remain in the training ground. Therefore, this training is not only for Bugisu sub-region. We have trained people who will be helping us in any part of the country if we are beholden by any emergency.
I'm very delighted. We are very delighted for this occasion where we are improving on how to rescue and manage disasters in our country. We have remained in partnership. Our office, Right Honorable Prime Minister, your office, where I operate from, where we operate from, we only do the policy work, the policy and so on. But the real operations on the ground when the disaster occurs is handled by the army together with their sister organization, police and prisons, for which really I want to appreciate and thank them most sincerely for the great work. When following those major disasters in Bulambuli and other parts of Gisu, of Elgon, we got land in Bulambuli here and Bonabutia, where again together with our partners, the Ministry of Defense, together with police and prisons, moved in to construct accommodation for these victims of disasters, and close over 300 homes were constructed on 2-acre land, and some of the victims were shifted there. But of course, of late, more and more disasters have been happening, although we are not losing many lives, but we are removing people who are affected and again taking them to the same area. And because of the time frame, it takes longer time and more costly to build houses for them. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, we are now moving very well together with the Army to ensure that when disasters occur, we handle it promptly. Together with the Red Cross Society, who are actually who's a great partner. They are the front runner always when disaster happens. Ministry of Health and all other ministries and other institutions. It's a multi-sectoral approach. Responses are multi-sectoral and headed by our Army, for which we are grateful. Finally, I want also to appreciate the guidance and the leadership given to us by our President General Yoweri Museveni, for steering our country peacefully for the last 40 years, and also caring for our population, caring for the lives of our people.
I want to take this opportunity to start by commending the headquarters of Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability in Jinja, together with the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Uganda Police Force, Uganda Prison Services, my office, the Office of the Prime Minister, here present with the Minister for Disaster Preparedness, the Ministry of Defense, represented by the Minister of State, and Bulambuli District Local Government, Uganda Red Cross Society, and you, the people of Bulambuli, for successfully conducting this important and timely exercise. What we have witnessed here is not merely a simulation. It is a demonstration of Uganda's growing capacity to prepare, coordinate, and respond to disasters. It is a proof that when institutions come together with a shared vision or purpose, we can build systems that can save life. According to the recent assessments conducted by my office and partners, over 300,000 Ugandans are affected annually by climate-related disasters, with landslides and floods among the most devastating in high-risk regions such as this one. These events have tested our national systems, but they have also revealed something important: the strength of a coordinated response. my office working jointly with Uganda People's Defense Forces, the Uganda Police Force, the Uganda Prison Services, and Uganda Red Cross Society, the district disaster management committees and humanitarian partners have consistently conducted search and rescue operations, evacuated affected communities, and delivered life-saving assistance. As one African proverb teaches us, when the spider webs unite, they can tie a line. This is the power of coordination. This is the power of working together as one. Because we are all here to serve Ugandans. One of the most important lessons from both this exercise and the recent disasters is that preparedness is not an option. It is a necessity. And preparedness must go hand in hand with long-term solutions. And that's why, under the guidance of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, government is implementing a structured resettlement program for households living in high-risk areas. Under this program, each affected household is allocated 2 acres of land in safe, far locations. I request the local leaders to support this initiative. Please support this initiative, because if we don't, this will take a very long period of time. I therefore encourage our people to embrace, like I've already told you, these resettlement efforts, because safety must always come first. So this program, like I've already told you, reflects the government's commitment, not just to responding. This small rain can do nothing to me. I therefore continue once again to encourage our leaders to embrace settlement efforts, because safety should always come first. This field training exercise has reaffirmed that effective disaster management requires multi-sectoral and coordinated approach. No single institution can manage disasters alone. It requires strong collaboration across the government, close partnership with development and humanitarian actors, effective coordination between national and local governments, and most importantly, the active engagement of communities as first responders. The government remains fully committed to strengthening these coordination mechanisms. Through my office, the government will continue to invest in early warning systems. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the success of this exercise lies not only in what has been demonstrated, but in what must follow. The real measure of this exercise will be seen how well we apply its lessons when next emergency occurs. It calls upon each one of us, the leaders, responders, partners, and communities to act in a shared sense of responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity once again to thank our Chief of Defense Forces for this initiative. It is now my pleasure to declare this field training exercise, Okoa Maisha 2026, officially closed. For God and my country. commission this sanitary facility.
Okay.
Well done.
Vote of thanks.
Thank you so much.